Pivot tables have some of the powerful tricks which can enable you to speed up your data analysis process as well as your data visualization process. So give me, you have 10 minutes and I'm going to show you the 3 tricks which you can use to speed up your data analysis and your data visualization process. Make sure that you have created your pivot table from the table that you had created earlier. Now these are the 2 samples of our pivot tables that we have created. So the very first thing is to format your pivot table. Let us come to the first pivot table. You see, when you click into this pivot table, you can see it is sum of total. That is the default function that will always be displayed there. But did you know we can always change this, and we can also introduce even the currency type and even uh, some separators to these numbers. Now let us look at how we can format this pivot table first. So first, click into anywhere within that pivot table, right click, just the way I've done, then scroll up to where we have the number formatting, click on that, then a new window like this opens. Now let us say that we want to convert them to currencies. Click on currencies, then click OK. Then you can see everything has changed. We only clicked one cell, but everything has changed in that pivot table. That is number one trick. And you can always do this to any kind of pivot table you want. Let us come to the second pivot table. Click anywhere within that pivot table. Again, right click. Go to number formatting. Again, this is going to be in currency form. Again, click OK. And you can see everything has been converted into currency. That is trick number one. Trick number two, we want to change the way this pivot table and even the values within this pivot table are displayed. You can see in this case, we are being given the sum of the total. But how about if we want the sum of the average or just the maximum, the minimum values, or even the count, number of orders that were made? So we can always change that. Again, click within that pivot table, right click. This time round, you come up to where we have summarize values by. We want to summarize these values by. You can see the default function is sum. We may decide that we want to count these values. Let us count them. And you can see these are now the number of the total number of orders that were made for each and every customer type. You can go back and remove this currency. Click number formatting, then just number. Then we have it there. So you can see, guys, for each and every type of the customer in this case, we have the total number of orders made. Like for example, for consumer, the total number of orders made were 177. For corporate customers, the total number of orders made were 377. For home office, you can see 264. For small businesses, it is 221. So it is very easy to know what you want. Let us come back. Let us say that we want to get the average. Again, summarize values by average. You can see again, the values have been summarized by the average. Again, let us say that we want to get the largest number in this case, summarize value by maximum. Yes, so it means that the order which was most expensive for each and every customer type have been displayed here. For consumer, the most expensive one was that price, followed by this one, and this one. How about the minimum? If you want the cheapest orders for each and every customer type, again, we'll come back here, summarize values by minimum. Again, you can see, and that is exactly how we do it. Now let us come back to where we had started, summarize value by sum. Let us go back, convert these numbers into currencies. Guys, the third trick that is going to help you to be very, very efficient with your pivot tables is what we call expressing your values as percentage of the grand total, percentage of the subtotals, or percentage of the rows. Remember, these are just discrete values. But if I'm going to be asked today to tell the percentage of the consumer, to tell the percentage that consumer contributes to the total percentage of all the customer types, I'm not able to tell with this kind of data. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to convert all these ones into percentage of the grand total. Now for me to do this, I'm going to click again into that pivot table, right click. Then this time round, I want to show value as. Remember, at that time I was summarizing values by, but right now I want to show values as. Right now there is no calculations. Now I want to show these values as percentage of the grand total. I'm going to click on that. Then you can see here, if I'm going to be asked, what percentage does consumer, a customer type, contribute to the total value or to the total percentage, then I'm going to say that it is contributing 16.85%. How about corporate? Corporate is contributing 34.18%. Home office is contributing 23.93%, and a small business is contributing 25.03%. So from these values, I'm able to tell that corporate contributed the highest value just by looking at the percentage. Now let me come to the next pivot table and see what happens if we have more than one rows or one column. This time around again, I want to see, I'm going to show these values as percentage of the grand total. Now these are different account managers. These are the different years when these sales were made. Now the first thing I can see here, for the whole of this period from 2013 to 2017, this account manager Ayang, in 2013, he contributed 1.78% of the total sales that were made. Yes, that is very, very simple, guys. And you can see all of them are going to add up to 100%. Now for 2013, you can see it adds up to 15.08 for 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017. Again, from this data, we can easily tell that it is in 2015 that the highest sales were made. Now let me come here again, click. I want to show this value as percentage of the grand total. Yes, you can now see for 2013, the values are adding up to 100%. So from here, I only want to tell for each and every account manager from Ian Zhang up to Yvette BT, all their values are adding up to 100% for 2013. So I am able to tell that in 2013, Ian Zhang's sales, total sales, added up to 11.82% of the total sales. For 2014, again, you can see it was only 1.31%, 2015, 2016, 2017. Let me come back here, again show values as percentage of the total row. Now in this case, I am looking at the rows. I want to know for each and every account manager, in which year did each and every one of them make the highest sales. Now for the first account manager, that is Ian Zhang, from here we can tell that it was in 2016 that he made the highest sale. And the sales that he made in 2016 was up to 60%, 60.16% of the total sales he made from 2013 to 2017. When we go to the next account manager, again, it is the same. You can see now the year when he made the highest sales was in 2014, where he made 60.65% of the total sales he made from 2013 to 2017. So you can go up to the bottom and see for each and every account manager which is the year that they made the highest sales and which is the year that they made the lowest sales. I may even decide now to, maybe I may decide that I want to sort these values. I'm just going to click into that data, then sort from smallest to the largest. You can see. Let me undo that. Now let us come back and convert these values to the discrete values that we had. Now to do that, we are going to click into the pivot table again, right click, show values as, then we are going to move to no calculation. Then we have our values back. Now the last thing that we want to look at in this case, we want to see how this field here, filters, can enable us to produce reports for each and every account manager in this case. Now let me change these calculations a bit. Instead of having the account managers on the first column, what I want to do, I want to see the sales across this period from 2013 to 2017 across various cities. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drag the city to the rows field. Yes, not city but state. I'm going to drag state to the rows field, and you can see. Now I'm going to remove account managers from the rows field. I'm going to remove that, and you can see now this is what we have. I have removed the account managers from the rows field, and in place of that I have added the states in the rows field. Now what I want to see, I want to see for each and every account manager what were their sales for each and every state from 2013 up to 2017. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to look for the account managers again and add them to the filters field. So look for the account manager, filters field, and you can see this row here has been added. These are the account managers. If you click into this, you can see all the account managers. What I'm going to do, if I want sales for Yvette BT alone, I'm just going to click on that. And then you can see that from 2013 to 2017, Yvette BT only made sales in one state, that is VIC. If I want to do away with that filter, I'm going to come back here, select all, then that. But now what I want to send this report to each and every account manager so that I will not be coming back every time an account manager asks me for a report. So what am I going to do? I'm going to come here. You see where we have select multiple items option. Click on that and you can see that I have selected all the account managers. Then I'm going to click OK. It is not yet done. I want all these reports to be aligned or to be placed at the bottom of this worksheet. So I'm going to click on the Pivot Analyze table tab. Then I'm going to come to where we have the pivot table. When I click on that drop-down arrow, we have the options. Click on that options. Then here you can see we have options and show report filter pages. Let us do this again, guys. Let us do it again. Let me assume that we have not seen anything. Let us do it again. Come here where we have the account managers and make sure that the account managers has been placed under the filters field. So you are going to click on this drop down arrow, check into that box which is beside the select multiple items option. When you do that, you can see each and every account manager has been selected, then just click OK. Once you do that, come to where we have the pivot table analyze tab. Make sure that you click it and it is active. Then come up to the topmost corner where we have the pivot table. We have something like a drop down arrow. Click on that drop down arrow. Then we have the pivot table name. Ignore that. Then come to the options. Again, under the options, we have the drop down arrow. Click on that drop down arrow. Under the drop down arrow, we have options and we have the show report filter pages. This is what we want. So we are going to click on that, and it is telling us that show all report filter pages for of account managers. Yes, that is what I want. Then I'm going to click OK. Then from here you can see for each and every account manager. Now, all of them have been placed at the bottom. For Yvette VT, you can see it was only for this state VIC from 2013. You can see what he did for 2014, 2016, 2016, 2017. If you want another account manager by the name Tina Carlton, you click on that. You can see Tina Carlton was able to make sales across 2 states, that is the North South Wales and WA. When we go to the next one, this is TV Bakata. This is what he had. Samantha, that is what he had. That is what he had for Adhya. You can just go to all the account managers. If you want to compare the year when each and every account manager did the best, again, the way we had said, you can just show these values as. Then click show these values as. And you can see it is in 2016 that he made the highest sales. In 2016, there was no sale which he made. That is all up to that point. In our next discussion, we are going to see how to now visualize this data using pivot charts.